We're not your classic superheroes. We're not the favorites. We're the other guys.
Coming to you from that box in the middle of nowhere, it is around midnight. With myself, Joe Carbonetta, I've got CJ Divine and Todd Fluker. We just call him Fluker.
Around midnight is right.
Yeah, it's sort of around midnight.
It's always midnight somewhere.
As a matter of fact, we got a couple of comments earlier this afternoon from a longtime viewer who pointed out that we're not anywhere close to midnight on the West Coast. And as CJ said, it's around midnight somewhere. But I guess over here, maybe we should have called it Gotta Be in Bed by Midnight instead. I don't know. It was some comment like that they made. I don't remember which it was exactly.
It was something to that effect. I mean, around is a relative term.
Exactly. Yeah, we figured we could fudge this and we wouldn't have any
Are
problems.
we still talking about time zones?
We're always talking about time
Every
zones.
show starts this way.
It's in the title. It's built in. You know, it's got to go there. Besides which, Chevelle has to have time to get his Cheez-Its in the bowl before we actually get into some serious discussion.
You mean generic cheddar crackers? We're not sponsored by anybody.
You're right. You're 100% correct. Fluker, as always, keeping me on point. I'm amazed you actually beat Swift to the punch on that one. Because, I was thinking Swift would come in here and bark at us for that one. But
Got a tough producer. He's always chewing on me.
Well, apparently you are vying for the position of assistant producer right here by pointing out that we need to
That'd be a nice promotion.
ixnay on the
promotions.
Yeah, exactly, on the unnecessary. Anyway, all right, so it is Friday, July the 14th. It is 10 p.m. here on the West Coast, which, in case you didn't already know, is where we are coming from. And we got lots to talk about this evening. But first of all, how are you guys doing tonight?
Hot.
It's almost supposed to get hotter over here, by the way.
Ridiculous. It's hot.
Yeah,
It is hot.
Is this part of a valley out here?
Everywhere is part of a valley.
Yeah, it's part of Death Valley.
We're still exactly. That's why we're coming to you from that top secret location at Area 50-something.
Everything in the valley is always like 20 degrees hotter.
Yeah, that's
I thought
definitely
we were next to
true.
a river.
What river?
I don't know. It's
Oh.
California.
Okay. Yeah, well,
All the rivers dried up. What are you
Area
talking about?
50-something is not in California.
Okay.
Although technically we are in California, but that's why it's Area 50-something, I guess.
I mean, all they got to do is look at the phone number
Way
and they'll
to
get a vague
ruin
idea
the
of where we are.
illusion, CJ. Way to ruin the illusion.
Yeah, you could further ruin the illusion saying it's a Google Voice number. So you could literally just type in whatever area code you want.
Oh.
Shut up, Todd.
Okay, so yeah, that reminds me that the phone lines are now open. You can join us on the conversation tonight. 951-356-6882. I'm going to say that again. 951-356-6882. That's the number to call, and you can actually talk to us in real time. We'll put you on the air tonight. If you're a little bit shy about your voice being on the air, you can always text us, send us some information, write to us, do something. Fluker, why don't you tell them how they can do that?
Oh, that would be at facebook.com/Mixified Radio. Go ahead and hit us up there with a message. Check out the stream. Check out some of our previous posts.
Whatever you do, don't shoot us a line. because
You
Chevelle,
always bring gunplay into this.
Chevelle gets nervous every time we
I'm the one that's going to make people angry.
It's a part of the lexicon.
I don't like Lex or his cons.
I was waiting for you to finish that off. Seriously. Anyway, okay, so all kinds of stuff going on this evening. For starters, I got to bring this up just because I've got to bring this up. And that is that the Republicans are not done yet trying to railroad healthcare and completely destroy it. And I say that with a gleam in my eye because I can already see the corner of Chevelle's mouth beginning to twitch. I think he's starting to froth.
Because it was working so well before.
Because he's just convinced that whatever the Republicans have got up their sleeve is going to be better than Obamacare. And
I'm not convinced of that.
Oh, okay.
I'm convinced that no matter what happens, it's not going to get better, period. I'd just as soon they leave me alone, let me work it out. I don't need them telling me how to take care of my own health.
Okay. Are we sure, by the way, that we're live? Because I just received a message from somebody saying we might not be.
Somebody shot you.
We're
a
not
message?
live on Facebook. Yeah, if you go to Facebook, it should be a link to the YouTube. I'll check it.
Yeah. Double check that just to make sure, because we still have some technical glitches periodically here, and we apologize if we are giving or not doing things the way we're supposed to be. It's kind of still in the beta version, but we're getting there. We really are. Anyway, so going back to that. So the Republicans have announced that they are going to forward yet another version of the American Health Care Act. And the rumor is at this point that they're going to try and force a showdown vote potentially within the next week.
None of this is going to end well.
Yeah, I agree.
It's all politics.
I agree it's not going to end well.
And I don't know that it's something that should be managed at the federal level on the scale that it is. And I still take issue. One of my main concerns, if they do nothing else, if they remove the tax penalty for not having health care, that would be enough for me.
Well, you know what? I can totally understand that. The flip side is I also see why it was there in the first place.
Why?
Because it's a no-brainer, actually. I mean, the fact that there were so many subsidies. No, the fact that there are so many subsidies in place for people who are of low or no income has to be offset somehow. And so they need healthy people to contribute to that bottom line. And so if you're not paying in,
but people who have money have
or
health
using
care.
the health care, yes, well, but if you're not paying in or using the health care, then you're basically not helping the system. You're not offsetting.
But you're
costs.
making the assumption that you
No,
have
I'm not
to,
making the assumption.
You
but-
kind of are. In the statements that you said, you're making the assumption that if you're not paying, then you're not helping the situation. And that's not where the problem lies.
Okay,
The problem
where's the
isn't that
problem?
people don't pay for health care. The problem is that people can't afford health care. So they need to address the affordability of health
Well,
care.
but that's the thing. If you can't afford health care under the Obamacare system,
So it's
you
extortion,
you get
Joe.
basically free health care.
It's not free. You have to pay for it. Somebody has to pay for it. So what they're saying is because you're too cheap or you're too indigent or whatever the situation is, we're going to take money out of my pocket.
Yes.
So that you can have it.
Obamacare
I don't
basically
think
is
that
rob
that's
Peter
fair.
to pay Paul. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
and
how
that's
that
not
works.
cool, man. And to make it worse, because now they're robbing me to pay for somebody else's health care, I can no longer afford to pay for my own health care.
So it's
I'm getting
okay, I see.
penalized.
It's
Whoa,
rob
whoa,
CJ
whoa.
because I can't pay for my
Chevelle,
own health
before
care.
we get too far,
It's rob CJ to pay Todd.
I don't think it matters. I don't think we should really be putting that into the conversation. It doesn't matter if they're indigent or if they're black or if they're white or
It
if
does
they're
matter.
Italian.
I don't want to pay for indigents.
The
No, I'm just
indigent
kidding.
people are
No.
just as valid as us.
Yes, they are, but why make it a tax penalty? Why not make it a tax benefit? Why not instead give indigents the money to pay for health care? Why take money from somebody because they can't afford it instead of giving them the money to afford it?
How would you give them the
It's a
money
tax
to...
credit.
Okay,
They do
but-
it all the time.
Okay, but,
You've got welfare. You've got Social Security.
that sounds fantastic.
You had Medicare.
But how are you paying for it then?
It's the same thing. They're already taxing people. Why do you have to make it a tax penalty? You already have it built into the system that this health care is going to be paid for. It's already built in. It was always built in. That's what Medicare was. They had an existing program that they broke.
Okay.
So they
Oh,
made
okay.
a new program, and now they're breaking that.
Well, I still think you've got too many people to not have more income coming in to the system somehow.
I just don't think it should be a
That's
tax
the problem
penalty.
with Medicare.
It shouldn't be a
is
tax
that
penalty.
There's too many people draining the
But why?
pool.
What is
without
causing the
any
drain?
replenishment.
What's causing the drain? What is causing the drain?
well, the
People going to the ER
there's
with
a
the
number,
flu,
well,
right?
no,
That's
there's a number of
basically
factors.
what it is.
No, the primary factor is that people are living longer than Medicare was ever intended to subsidize people.
So if
for.
we give them health care, they're going to continue to live longer. Let's kill them off.
I see. So now you're saying
Where's the logic in that? We're going to make you healthier so you can live even longer so it can cost us even more money.
Interesting.
That alone defeats that as an option.
I'm very concerned about CJ's
I'm
point
just
of view
saying,
on this.
if you eliminate the IRS as the enforcement agency, I'm good on it. because I think everybody should have health care. I think health care should not cost the exorbitant amount
But
that
wait,
it does.
you just said if
I
they all have
also
health care, they're
think-
going to live longer.
I'm all for living longer.
That's not what he just
I
said,
just
is it?
don't know. I'm
he just
saying,
said he just said let them die, didn't he?
I'm saying
I
if
think
you're
he was more
reasoning,
proactive than that. I think he wanted them murdered.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
It's not that. I'm saying if you're going to force me to help somebody live longer because them living longer is costing money, that doesn't make sense. You can't tell me we need you to pay more money because these people are living longer because they're not getting health care. What? That doesn't make sense. That's what you said.
What I'm saying is that they're just living longer in general because of what
Why?
we have learned about eating a more balanced diet,
But they're
avoiding
not.
the saturated fats and the
people
so on
that
and so
are putting
forth.
the drain on healthcare are exactly the opposite of the person you're talking about.
So-
because the people who do what you're talking about are taking care of
So
themselves. It's
you're
people
now
who
you
are
want
not
to
taking care of
penalize
themselves.
people who are actually born with some kind of a pre-existing condition.
No, I
or-
don't.
It
No.
sounds like
And
what
the
you
term-
just said to
and
me.
the term you just used is a term that also describes the second thing I don't like about the system. The first thing is the tax penalty. The second thing is the middleman. They invented the term pre-existing condition. I can care less what your condition is. I think you should be taken care of.
Okay.
I just don't think we need
Or-
to have
or taken out
this
back and
whole
shot, evidently. One of the-
extortion agency. I'm sorry, insurance agency that manages all of this. Why do I have to have my health managed by somebody who does not know me, does not know my doctor, does not know my needs, does not know my history, does not know my background, and then once they're given that information, use that information to deny me the care that I need?
Okay, I think I see your
Facts.
point. But so what you're suggesting then is if
Can
if
I
they
drop
were,
the mic? Can I take?
No, no. If they were to do away with the penalties at come tax time for not having health care,
Chevelle, you already had to buy a new fan. You want to buy a new mic?
and and you got sick, would you go to the doctor or would you wait until you got hospitalized?
I have been sick and not gone to the doctor. I don't go
Okay,
to the
so
doctor.
that- you're
no,
the
hold
problem.
On. No,
You are the problem.
Let me finish it. I have not gone to the doctor if I've had a flu. I have not gone to the doctor if I've had a cough. I've had probably what could be considered pneumonia and not gone to the doctor and been fine because I take care of myself when I get sick. Or I have family or some other social group that I can go to help take care of me.
Yeah, but
that
you're
is
still
where the true problem
gambling.
lies.
No, you're still gambling
It's not
because
a
you might
gamble.
get yourself in over
It's
your head
not
where
a
you
gamble.
can't do something about
I
it
am
in a
not
timely
saying
fashion.
that people should not be offered health care. Do not put that in my mouth. Take my name out your mouth. Put some speck on my name.
You know, when there's food involved, Chevelle puts his mouth on everything. Ew.
Can we get drops from the show?
That would be fantastic. Yes.
You have got to cut those shorter. It actually gave me enough time to put something in my mouth.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna eat your
You need the whole thing in context.
It either needs to be shorter
I think people
or
should have
longer.
health care. I think it should be universal health care. I think it should be single payer health care, but I think everybody should pay the exact same amount. I don't think that the people who are creating these laws that say that I have to pay or I get penalized should have a different health care plan than I do, that I'm paying for completely. I'm paying for the Senate, the president, and everybody else on the state and the federal payroll to have a better health care plan than me, and I have to pay for my own health care and get penalized.
It should be noted, by the way, that as he's railing on how he doesn't want to have to be penalized for not having health care, he's continuing to stuff deep-fried fat in his mouth.
They're so good.
It's his right as an American.
So good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. So on to a lighter note. Did you guys hear about this? That apparently across the country today, and I actually saw this myself at a location nearby where we are, and I don't want to be too specific.
You're always trying to be all incognito about it. Did I slip you up there?
What did he say?
I was to say there's got to be a drop of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So they apparently, because it is their 80th anniversary, they offered discounted donuts and
Who are they?
Krispy Kreme.
Oh.
And so people came from miles around and blocked traffic in gigantic lines that went for blocks and miles to get discounted
Wait.
donuts.
Blocks and miles?
Well, blocks/miles in some cases.
Okay, now wait,
It depends
blocks
on where.
or miles?
It depends on where. Where in the country you were.
Country
And does a
miles,
slash represent-
city miles.
Yeah, it could be exactly. But
Oh man, that was today.
yes, it was. But I can't. You know what? That's not worth it. I mean, they were talking to people who were in line for hours
Yeah,
to get a discount on a donut.
Literally, it's not even free. They were just giving you the opportunity to buy donuts. It was what, 80 cents for a dozen?
Yeah, something
When
like that.
what?
That's a
dozen.
good diesel. That's 80 cents.
You know,
That's
it is not
You're
worth it to
gonna
me.
wait in a line for 3
I'm not.
hours.
No.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
pretty
gonna be
sure-
the guy that sends you to wait in that line for 3
I'm pretty
hours.
sure those people that I saw in their vehicles waiting to get in the drive-through line for 3 blocks back, probably idled away more
Yeah.
gasoline, more money in gasoline than they saved on the
You
donuts.
could go to any other donut shop in town and get a dozen donuts for less than $10.
Yeah, seriously, Krispy Kreme's a little overpriced to begin with.
They're good donuts.
I'm not saying they're not good donuts, but I just am not feeling the need to spend that kind of money because they have figured out how to whip up the donut dough to get a lot of air into it so that it doesn't sink when you eat it.
And we don't particularly endorse these generic sugar discs.
Are you worried about
They're not even my
Obamacare or
favorite
the
sugar
Republicans
disc.
trying to come and get us now or something? Is that it?
Yeah, they're nowhere near my favorite sugar discs. They're any other donut shop in town I would prefer. Yeah, I've never been into Krispy Kreme donuts.
Really?
They're-
That might get us a comment.
It's a lot of extra work.
It is a lot of
When you
extra
could literally go to any other donut shop in town. Like
Okay.
if you go to Krispy Kreme, you're guaranteed to wait.
Yeah.
You go to any other place.
Well, not any other place, because my favorite donut place is a place that I have not gone to because it takes too long to wait. But
Which
there's a
place?
guy that LV, you know LV, yeah.
Yeah.
He brings those berry donuts from Donut Man over there in
Donut
Glendora,
Man.
I think it is.
Are we mentioning other?
But they're a mom and
Establishments
pop, so
again?
y'all can support him
Yeah,
all day long, man.
Yeah,
He's
Donut
legit.
Man, they got their thing going, and it's the summer, so they got their strawberry donut
I
special.
think I moved.
By the way, so
camera.
did we confirm that we are actually visible to the public at this
Yeah,
point?
Well, not really.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I don't know what happened.
Wow,
there.
what is with that camera shot?
Yeah, I'm. We need to. Can I get a wire
Charles?
tie over here, please?
Can you stop? Yeah, pulling that.
No, I can't. That's the problem.
See. Oh well, never
What
mind.
happens if I pull this cord right here?
God, you probably will take off all the lights and pull us off the. Who knows what'll
But
happen?
yes,
This
I
one
bel-
that says master out.
There,
what
yeah,
does this
don't go yanking any of those connectors. Really, that would be a very bad idea
I
under
believe
in
we
current
are
conditions.
in fact streaming
we're
on the
streaming.
YouTubes.
Oh, hey, fantastic! Oh, wait, we just got somebody who's probably chiming in saying, "Yes, I can see you, morons."
Wow, why's it got to be like that?
Oh,
Yeah, man. We
isn't
get it
that
from
how
them. I
was?
don't need this from you. That's
Isn't
a
that
lot
how
of
we pretty
pressure.
much got it all the time back when we did the show back in the day? All right, so yeah, Krispy Kreme jammed up traffic forever. Now
That's
here's
doing too much.
this one I thought was interesting. There's apparently a rash of petty thievery going on where people are running into convenience stores to steal things, and what they're using as weapons are soda cans, loaded full soda cans. They're grabbing an armful of these soda cans, and on the way out the door, if a security guard or somebody chases them, they turn around and chuck the loaded, full soda cans because those things will hurt.
They do hurt.
Why do you keep going to say loaded soda can?
Well, I mean,
like it's a loaded gun.
It's not like an empty soda can because that would just kind of bounce off of you, and you'd be like, "What the?"
They could have a soda can gun.
Yeah, well,
a gun that
you
shoots
never know.
soda cans.
But I mean, so seriously,
Or is shot by soda
maybe
cans.
you want to grab like those 40 ounces on the way and then chuck one of those at somebody because
I don't know,
Fully
man. That's
loaded.
valuable currency in the prisons.
as a matter of fact,
that
I
I would
understand
know.
that apparently the soda can of choice is a Red Bull because they're a little bit larger.
No, they're not. Well, the
They're
big Red Bulls.
they're longer, but apparently they're narrower in diameter so that you can get a better grip
yeah,
on
you
them.
can get that football spin.
Yeah,
off
yeah,
of
yeah,
it. yeah.
So I mean,
tight spiral.
Are we seriously having this conversation right now?
well,
the proper throwing technique, giving your Red Bull wings for once.
wow, really?
Pretty good.
That'll be the day.
So yeah, wow, that does give new meaning to the term yeah, okay, all right. That was good, CJ. I gotta give
Sometimes
you
I
props
get one.
on that one.
Sometimes I get one.
Generic energy drink.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Yeah, I think we're getting messages from Swift over here.
that's in the news. And then here's one for you because I just thought this was an interesting side. For those of you that were wondering what
Side or
National Day
aside?
today was National Nude Day. So you can be
That
thankful
explains
that
a
we're not
lot.
celebrating that here
Actually,
on the show.
I think considering the heat, that might not be a bad idea.
I'm gonna pass on that one. Personally, I don't think I want to. We're trying to get
Let's
more
not
viewers.
gloss over that. It's
We're trying to get
really
more
hot.
viewers, not chase them away.
My pants are sticking to me.
Again, too much information. So today was not only National Nude Day, it was
Just
also
putting that out there,
National,
so to speak.
Speaking of tying in with National Nude Day, today's also National Tape Measure Day. So I
Huh.
guess while you're sitting in the nude, you could find things to do with your tape measure.
Find
I can't.
things?
Yeah. And anyway, yeah. So just marinate on that for a minute. It was also Grand Marnier Day.
Huh.
What?
There's a lot of marketing going on in this
Yeah,
day.
and it's also
So we're going to get people drunk and naked and then hand them all tape measures.
Oh, but wait. When they get hungry later, it's also National Macaroni and Cheese Day.
Wow. I would not expect that.
And, of
it is
course,
really hot to be doing
Naked
macaroni
people and
cheese.
macaroni and cheese also leaves things to the imagination that I'd
No,
rather not
it
be thinking
does
about.
not. Oh.
So yeah, all that and
That's really the last thing you want is to be standing over a pot of boiling water.
And hot cheese.
that's true. Yeah, no, that's true. So when we come back, because we got to take a break, we started an argument last week that we said we were going to carry over to this week about dog and cat people, and so we'll be coming back in a minute with more on that right here on Around Midnight with the Local Boys. All right. It is Friday night in full effect down here at that box at Area 50-something in the middle of nowhere. You know, when we step out of the studio at the end of the night, it's pitch black where we are. So,
It's always pitch black wherever I am.
again, I have no words.
National Nude Macaroni and Cheese Day.
Yeah. So,
Bring
if
your
you'd like to
yardstick.
join our conversation tonight, please give us a call, 951-356-6882. That is the number, 951-356-6882. The phone lines are open.
And we got a comment on the YouTube page
Oh.
from our good friend Ralph, RDM. He says, easy on the macaroni and cheese talk. He ate it today. It was delicious.
And he was naked. I didn't make that up. It's right there.
Really? That's really what he wrote.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I mean, as long as you're not double checking, then yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, he said something to that effect.
Yeah. All right. So,
Or
dog people versus cat people. You started on this argument last week, CJ, and I'm going to let you just kind of take the floor and run with this for a minute because I'm kind of curious to know where you wanted to go.
Okay. There's actually different kind of dog people, so it's kind of hard to say. I am more of one of those "what's up, dog people," rather than the "oh, you're so cute, pretty dog people." Okay.
I'm
See,
not sure I'm
"oh,
following.
you're so cute, pretty dog people." Those are the ones that buy clothes for their dogs. They're the ones who buy strollers and push their dogs in them, even though the dogs have 4 perfectly good working legs. If for whatever reason their dog should have to touch the ground, they put socks on the dog's feet so that the dog does not injure its delicate feet on the ground that they were specifically made to move quickly on. They don't understand that. They have the little strategic padding. Why are you looking all? You got your weird old face on.
Because I'm listening to what you're saying.
So those are a different kind of dog people. And those dog people are actually cat people in denial. Okay?
This is not the direction I really thought this was going to go
Now,
in. But go
having
ahead.
said that, the bottom line is dog people are better than cat people, as a rule.
Yeah, I agree with that.
As a rule.
That sounds pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
no arguing with that, really.
Not really. That's sound logic. Government study.
So you're saying that cat people are completely inferior.
Completely is a harsh word, but accurate.
And yet, it's more likely it seems to me it's more likely that the dog people are going to dress up their dogs and make them look really strange and do these weird things because cats aren't having it. Cats won't
I don't
do
know.
that.
I see cat people as less assertive, less independent than dog people.
You think cat people are less independent?
If you're going to allow this
How do you
feline
figure?
animal to tell you when it wants to do things and make you clean up its poop in your own home,
You know what, the
and
cat-
if you don't do it, it's going to go and urinate all over your
the
clothing.
cat doesn't tell you when it's going to do anything because the cat doesn't care whether you know or not.
Oh, but you're going to know when you don't do it because the cat's going to let you know.
And you're saying dogs don't do that.
Dogs
if
are
you
not
don't, if you don't
nearly
pay,
as bad as
if
cats.
you don't pay attention to your dog sits there and shreds your slippers or
Dogs will forgive you. Cats will not. Cats will drag you into the next world and haunt you there.
all right, but we're talking about dogs and cats, and you said
Yeah.
you wanted to talk about dog people versus
I think
cat
dog people are just generally better people.
Really?
Yeah, as a rule.
Fluker.
I know some nice cat people. Don't get me wrong.
I don't hear you saying anything
I
on
just
this.
think that
Fluker.
dog people are better people.
No, I totally agree that cats are the worst.
Cats are the worst.
They're just terrible little creatures.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you can't deny their cuteness. You know,
Well, you can.
you see those little Instagram animals.
Yeah, all
I
right.
mean, all
You know
those
what I'd love
animals
to
that are
see?
famous on Instagram, they're automatically going to be cute to a certain level.
The fact that you dislike cats, Fluker, it explains a great deal about how it is that the items that you had in your shed got torn to pieces by a bunch of little mice.
Okay. Now, see, that's not fair. Because if you're going to have a cat, have a cat. Don't declaw it. Don't do all the other stuff that makes it just this little fuzzy thing that dominates your home.
Well, he wouldn't have a cat, is what we were establishing.
And I would not have a cat either if
Okay.
it's not going to kill a mouse. And I want the whole thing. I want the whole shebang. I want the cat to go out, take down like 5 or 6 quail, and present them on my front porch.
Cats
that's
will
what I
do
want.
that. Cats will
No,
definitely
a
do
real
that.
cat will do that.
My dogs can do that just fine.
Yeah, dogs will do that.
I've seen your dogs. They don't do anything except hang around by the food dish waiting for you to put more kibble in there.
I've seen them chase a lizard around the backyard.
And did they ever catch it? How
That takes all the fun out of it. You don't
want
wanna catch it.
In the process of chasing that lizard, did the dog get confused between it and its own tail and just start running in circles?
Well, the little brown one isn't so smart, but I did definitely see at one point there was a detached lizard tail in the backyard, so they must have gotten a piece of it.
You know what? I love dogs. I'm a dog owner myself, but I'm going to go on record as saying that the dumbest cat is still smarter than the smartest dog.
Disagree. Disagree.
Ralph says he had an outdoor cat and he was pretty awesome.
Outdoor cats are basically
never
dogs.
had a rat problem.
How do you see that? How do you figure the outdoor
Because they
cat
can handle
is basically a
themselves.
dog?
Because cat people, they cat straight their
Dogs
cats.
cannot handle themselves.
Yes, they can. Are
No.
you kidding me? No, little runts like the ones that you see running around these days can handle themselves.
9
First
out of
off,
10
if it's
times-
less than 30 pounds, don't call it a dog. Number one.
I'm not going to argue with you there. But 9 out of 10 times, if I drive down the street and there's a carcass in the road, it's a dog, not a cat.
That's because people keep their cats in the house.
Who keeps their cats in the house? I don't know anybody that
Everybody
has a
keeps
cat
their
in the house.
cats in the house.
No, cats go out. They don't like to hang out in
Cats
the house.
do not go out. They call them house cats for a reason.
And those are the cats that are declawed and defanged and de-whatevered.
Okay, if we were to go over to the, SPCA and adopt an animal, if I wanted to adopt a cat, they'd ask me if I have a place to live. If I want to adopt a dog, they'll ask me if I have a yard at my place to live. Because dogs go outside. Cats don't go outside.
They don't care if cats go outside. Do you know cats don't have to have collars or leashes or anything else?
Because they don't go outside.
Wait, cats definitely need to have collars.
How come you left that up? I can hear it.
I think that's your
I did that
computer.
just to throw you off.
No. It's not mine. That's CJ over there. He
Definitely double check that before you go tossing out accusations.
I don't know, man. I still think dog people are better people.
Dog
Dog people are generally smarter people. They're friendlier people for sure. hands down.
Because they come up and lick you just like the dog?
No, that would be crazy, Joe. Who does that?
I don't know. I'm wondering where you decided that dog people are friendlier.
They are. Okay, when
Since
you see a Bond villain, do you ever see him stroking a dog?
Here's a point. Here's a perfect
No.
point. When was the last time you turned on the news and heard of a man, a woman, or a little child being mauled to death by a cat?
When's the last time you turned on the news and heard of a man or a woman being rescued by a dog from a cat by some evil person?
It's happened. It has
Oh,
happened.
come on.
There's that one video of the cat that came out and saved that kid.
Kid from a dog, no less. The dog was attacking, and the
Come
cat came.
on.
One
No.
time a cat.
I'm talking
was
about.
I'm just saying it has happened.
If you're at home and you're asleep, and even if you have one of those little rat dogs, and somebody comes and they're creeping through your window, that dog is going off. It's gonna bark. It's gonna scream. It's gonna run back and forth in circles. It's gonna probably pee on the floor, but you're gonna know that something's happening, and it's gonna be something that's not supposed to be happening. A cat is gonna look at him, walk over next to the expensive stuff, as if to cue them.
That's because the cat's
Where
like,
to go?
Hey, look, it ain't my stuff. That's
Exactly.
just
Who wants that animal? And you
just
have to
leave the
feed
cat
this
chow
animal
behind, and
Are you
we're all
kidding
good.
Me? If I
Hey,
have,
by the way, on the way
I
out the
have
door,
had
can you
cats.
scoop some of the things out of the litter? Can you take some of the treasure out of the litter box too while you're, since you're.
I've had cats.
rummaging
I
through
had
things?
a feral cat. A couple of them.
Well,
Actually.
it's no wonder you don't like cats.
No, they were awesome because they were outdoor cats. They were real cats. They weren't these little things that people cat straight and leave in their house and have them pooping in sand. That is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a great animal to have around. When you look at it, it attacks you.
Yes. Yeah. So
I'm okay. Yeah,
That might be
He did do that once.
Coloring
yes.
your opinion.
No, he was a cool cat. I respected him for that. Heck yeah, man. He was like, "Hey, this ain't no game. We got a relationship."
anything willing to attack you earns your
No,
respect.
no.
Is that how it goes?
He wasn't trying to kill me. He was just saying, "Look, I'm not to be messed with," and I respect that. Game recognized game.
That's like when you go to prison, you got to find the biggest guy.
Meanwhile,
Exactly.
the dog he had, Chevelle turned his back to talk to the cat, and when he turned back around to look at the dog was like, "Oh my God, where have you been? I haven't seen you in forever."
Yeah, dogs do that.
Yes, they do.
It's because dogs care.
It's because dogs aren't that smart.
Because dogs care.
Yeah, because they miss you.
You turn your back on the cat, and the cat's trying to figure out how he can kill you.
And you like
And
that?
then you turn around again, and the cat's like, "Oh, you're back. Damn."
Yeah, here's where we need to insert some of that footage. There was that science project where they attached cameras to cats, and they looked at the sheer number of things the cats killed just for pleasure.
Uh-huh.
They just kill.
Yes.
Kill for fun.
That's it. Cats are like four-legged mercenaries. They just run around.
Man,
It's moving. Kill it. I'm pretty sure the cat. See, Chevelle does not like
you
the
will
fact.
never ever see a movie like Lassie or Benji or any of those other ones with a cat. Ever. It would be a very short movie.
Yeah.
The kid would get in trouble sitting by a whale, fall in a well.
A whale.
Stop looking
Wait,
like
did
that.
you say a
Or-
whale?
or a
Like-
whale.
yeah,
Or a
right.
whale, whatever. Fall in and die. Within 15 minutes, that movie is done. And the cat would crawl down there and eat on the carcass.
See, CJ does not like any animal that looks at him and goes, "I could kill you if in your sleep."
I mean,
Man.
who's the most famous cat? Garfield.
Garfield. Yeah, probably.
The most indifferent animal
Don't
ever.
forget Heathcliff.
He's not as famous as Garfield.
What year is it? Heathcliff. Get out of here.
Hey, at least I didn't say Felix.
Is third on your list Top Cat?
Snagglepuss?
Officer Dibble.
How about the Pink Panther? Let's. Okay, we've gone through at least 5 cat characters now.
And
And
all
they're
of them
all-
were jerks.
Yeah, they're all
Every
douches.
one of them is a jerk
Everyone. None of them help anyone.
at all.
And I suppose you're gonna sit there and tell me that Clifford, the big red dog,
Was
is the,
awesome.
Are you
One of the
kidding
best
me?
friends ever.
That
Can you
dog.
get a ride on your cat's back? No.
Yeah, I've literally seen that dog save that entire island in every episode of that show.
Every episode. If it was a giant cat, it would kill everybody on the island.
They would
probably
all
would.
be
Everybody.
dead.
That's right.
That's a problem.
If there was one cat
So the difference
the size of
between
a
cat people
velociraptor
and dog
if that
people-
existed, we'd all be dead.
Wait. They're called lions. They're actually in the jungle right now. And if you go out there, they will eat
That's
you.
why people don't go in the jungle.
Because a cat ain't taking no crap from anybody.
oh man, I
The cat's walking around going, "You just look like dinner to me. You want to don't start something, won't be nothing."
I'm
Does
just
that
not-
game
I'm not a
recognize
fan.
game, Chevelle?
Yeah.
When it's biting on your jugular?
Yeah. No, that's kind of cheating, but yeah.
Okay, so bottom line, I guess, is that the takeaway from this is that you are definitely a dog person.
Definitely a dog person.
Fluker, what about you?
Dogs.
You're
Come
dog
on.
person.
Dogs
That's
all
why
the way.
when guys like each other, like that's my dog, because loyal, friendship.
Okay, so
If
then,
I were to call you my cat,
well,
that's
why
kinda
why
sketchy.
are women
like
liking
we talk,
why
but
are,
we
why
ain't
are
cool.
women liking it to cats then?
That's a straight up insult.
Because they're sketchy.
Oh,
Do I need to explain this to you?
So you're suggesting that women walk around planning to kill you all the time as well, and yet Dateline would suggest otherwise.
No,
But
what I'm suggesting is as long as you keep them fed and housed, you're good. You stop, it's going to be a problem.
I think if you look at
Tell
any
me I'm wrong.
viewership data, you look at channels like the ID network that is nothing but murder shows, I guarantee you it's 80% women watching that, at least.
oh, you think they're taking notes?
Yes.
And
No, I think they're writing the
so
scripts.
You're also going to tell
That
me
too.
that like cats, women are just like cats in that they both like shiny objects and
Of
things. Also?
course.
Is that like you can easily?
Of course.
They'll chase
and
after
men,
bright
just like
light.
dogs, will run right back to that woman like, oh, you're still here. Yay.
What do you call Tiffany's? You go into a...
I call it a jewelry store. What do you call it?
yeah, that's what women like,
I
right?
call it extortion.
Shiny pieces of jewelry.
Uh-huh.
They love it.
Okay. All right. So you think women are deserving of the comparison?
Apt.
I think good women are, yes.
Good women are? What's a bad woman?
Wait, I said that wrong. Sorry, honey.
Sorry.
I'm lost.
I'm not
now.
talking anymore.
Yeah. No. Wait.
I'm done.
I really want. Now this is a rabbit hole. I feel like going down.
No, I mean, if you're going to draw the parallel, it's an easy parallel to draw. If you're going to draw that parallel, you can. Women are emotional, relatively indifferent, unless you show them the affection that they want.
and men.
I don't think they're the same way. I could be wrong. It's been known to happen once, at least.
Well,
mean-
the obvious comparison, the obvious parallel that's always drawn between men and dogs is that dogs will run around and hump anything.
There's always exceptions to the
Okay,
rule.
and let's not sit here and talk like cats don't do that same thing.
When was the last time you had a cat walk up and wrap itself around your leg? I'm just curious.
Okay, you got me on that one.
Or when was the last time that you saw a cat
Well,
jump on a pillow and start doing strength, or your shoes, or the sofa,
okay, but
or anything
let me
else?
pause you, because a cat will sit there and lick itself for like 3 hours straight.
And last time I checked, the cat is scientifically made to force itself on other cats because its penis literally has barbs on it.
Why have you been looking this up?
Come on. You don't know about cats? They're right next to dolphins, nature's rapists.
It's true. It's true.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's true. Facts.
I've you know what? You're gonna have to enlighten me on this one because I've never heard this story before.
Oh yeah, for sure. You need to spend a little more time on Wikipedia.
I don't have any desire to look up the genitalia of cats.
You don't have to look
dolphins,
for it.
or any
Just spend,
other animal.
20 minutes on Wikipedia. It'll come up eventually.
So don't go down that rabbit hole, and don't get me started on rabbits.
Oh,
Number 3 on the list.
oh man, my head is starting to hurt now.
Just ahead of chimpanzees,
Uh,
which are cool until the ape strength kicks in. That's a little scary.
I don't like it. It hurts.
oh my goodness, how did we get here exactly?
Hey, I'm just saying.
I mean,
Dog
seriously.
people are better than cat people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
I have yet to hear a case otherwise.
cats, nature's rapist.
yeah, I'm so gonna look for that soundbite next.
We might want to leave that one alone.
No, that one's just too good. That one really is. So yeah, I don't even know where to go after that. Except,
A break?
yeah, I gotta admit that is not sounding like a bad idea at this point. Just because I'm so horrified that you're sitting there looking that kind of stuff up.
You don't have to look that hard. He's talking like this is difficult to do.
Yeah, open an issue of Net.
right. It's Around Midnight with the Local Boys right here on YouTube tonight. We're actually coming to you on YouTube. But you can still link to us from Facebook. You can write to us on Facebook. Fluker, tell them all about that again.
What? Facebook.com / is it backslash or slash? It's just slash, right? Nobody says /. You just say slash.
Yeah, you just say slash.
And if it's the other slash, you say backslash. Right?
Mixified Radio.
Mixify.
Yeah, you're dragging this out way too long, Fluker.
Yeah,
just
like a Joe intro, man. Good grief.
Oh, now you got to make it personal, huh? All right. So, yeah, give us a call. 951. Wow, I almost threw the old phone number in there. 951-356-6882. Again, 951-356-6882.
Did your hand shoot out like you were going to start pointing to the number?
It did not.
Bloop, 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 blah-blah, blah, blah, blah.
And now I'm also hearing that people cannot subscribe.
Okay, first off, Andre, cats don't rule, just for the record.
That people
Cats
are
do not
watching,
rule.
but they cannot subscribe. And yeah, cats are pretty cool.
No, they're not. Are you pointing to the number? What's
No, we're
Bloop,
waiting.
bloop,
We're waiting for
Bloppity,
you.
bloop,
What am I
blop,
doing?
blop.
We're waiting for you to explain why it is people cannot subscribe to the feed.
Oh, I don't know. Technology.
It's crazy, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this sounds like some after the show talk.
Yeah, perhaps so. All right. So going back into current events, and I've got to pull the conversation back in this direction only because I wasn't through sufficiently irritating CJ yet. Just earlier this week, Brad Sherman, he's a representative of California, actually represents the San Fernando Valley, threw his hat
what?
into the ring
Go
and
Burbank?
has actually drafted articles of impeachment and filed them against President Trump. And Fluker, you and I were talking about this earlier because you were saying you thought that had already happened. And no, there was another U.S. representative, and that was the Democrat from Texas, Al Green, who was talking about wanting to start the impeachment process, but he didn't actually do it.
Oh, man, I love his R&B tracks.
Not the same Al Green. That was a reverend, by the way, not a representative. They're different, you know. All right.
Well,
so,
not always.
Let's get it on.
So we've got two Democrats so far.
That's Marvin Gaye, dude. What are you talking about?
Me and my brain don't get along. He's always getting me in trouble.
So yeah, now they're serious. They've actually filed the paperwork to start the process for the articles of impeachment. Although it's already been acknowledged that it won't happen quickly, but apparently Sherman made this prediction that before 2020, we'll have a new president. That was his prediction.
Doubt it.
Wait, so before the next election?
Before the next
you're
election.
saying?
That's basically what it boils down to. Before the next
Doubt
election. Really? Now, why is that?
That doesn't seem that lofty
Because
a goal.
they're all a bunch of cowards. And he's not doing that bad of a job.
Trump isn't
Yeah.
doing that bad of a job?
Not that bad.
I mean,
Let me qualify that statement. He's not doing a bad job of doing the things he said he was going to do. Okay.
I would be interested to know more about the last time a president was actually impeached.
I don't think it's
How-
ever happened except like way back in the 1800s or something like that.
It has happened. I think it's twice. And what would have been the third time would have
Was
been
Nixon.
Nixon,
Yeah.
but he resigned before then.
It wasn't. Well, there was a couple of them being killed.
Yeah,
Was
that's
it Adams
assassinated.
that
That's
was in a
different.
duel? No, not. It was assassinated. One of them was in a duel. Two of them were assassinated.
That's a hardcore impeachment.
Yeah, right. I don't like you. 10 paces and we turn. Slowly I turned.
You need like
Step by step.
somebody racking a
I
shotgun.
bet you Joe's on Wikipedia right now looking up how many presidents have been assassinated.
I am trying to look it up, but no, I'm not on.
You need one of those sound bites of a shotgun being racked. Like, time for impeachment.
That's a great name for a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so Andrew Johnson.
It was impeached. Okay, I thought
Bill
I was,
Clinton.
I thought it was. He wasn't impeached.
Yes, he was.
Bill
No,
Clinton?
they tried to impeach him.
No,
but
he
they didn't
was
do it.
impeached.
No, he was not.
He was impeached.
served two
He simply
complete
wasn't-
terms.
He wasn't. Just because you get impeached
Oh,
doesn't mean
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
removed
That's
from office.
That's the process. Right. Okay. No, they had impeachment proceedings. He did. I think to be officially impeached, you actually have to be removed.
Okay.
That's what I understood.
Did I just lose my?
Yeah, you're not the only one, so
Okay.
I have no idea why, but
Because Joe broke it.
it's just been one of those days.
Oh well.
That's Donald Trump hacking our signal.
You turned us mono.
He doesn't want to be impeached.
Yeah.
He's like, we gotta stop this fake news from propagating. Shut down the feed.
It wouldn't surprise me, as a matter of fact. Well, okay, so CJ is on the record as saying that he doesn't think that Trump was doing that bad, and I guess he doesn't actually want to see Trump
No,
impeached.
I do not think that we are going to see another president before 2020. I just don't see it. The only
Okay.
way I see that happening is if somebody kills him.
Okay, but and we're not promoting that, by the way. Let me put that out there right now. That is not what we're suggesting. But so you not only do you not see it happening, you're not for it happening. The impeachment, by the way. Let me
Qualify.
yeah,
that.
let me be 100%
Okay, well,
clear.
before I say that,
Okay.
no, I'll go ahead and put it out there. I would need to know why. What is he being impeached for? What is he being accused of?
Well, at this point,
Because we don't like him?
There's all
That's
kinds
why?
of. Well, no, there's the situation with the Russians
Okay,
and
let's
the fact
pause.
that apparently he is somehow connected to them in their attempts to get him elected.
Okay, so
And that's still all
That-
under investigation.
Yeah.
and not only that, but the same FBI director that he fired because the FBI director did not want to be in his back pocket said that the investigation basically didn't show anything. So the fact that they're still pushing this whole Russia angle is silly, number one. Number two, there is not a single politician on Capitol Hill that does not have some type of relationship with the Russians. And I would say most of them probably have some type of shady relationship with the Russians.
I wouldn't argue that, but they're also not in the highest position in the land.
You don't think Barack had shady relationships with Russians? Did you ever see that video that he did with when he was sitting? I forget where they were, but it was him and I think it was Putin. It might have been the other one. Who was the one before Putin?
Gorbachev.
No, that was long before Putin. But where
He
it
was,
was
in
during
fact, before
his
Putin.
it was during his it was right before his second election, and he was basically saying, I can't really do anything right now because I've got an election coming up, but after that, we can do pretty much whatever you want. There was a soundbite of him doing that. So I don't like that because I don't like hypocrisy like that. I can understand, like, if I tell you, hey, you shouldn't be eating all those Cheez-Its, and I eat a lot of Cheez-Its, I can see, I can be considered hypocrisy. But when you have the ability and the authority to exercise power as the most powerful person or as the representatives of the most powerful nation in the world, be it senator, assembly members, or whoever it is, and you exercise that power because someone is doing the same thing you're doing, that I have a problem with.
What if
because
you
you're
look
now
like-
taking your hypocrisy and you're executing it using authority as my representative.
What if you look like you are a Cheez-It?
I can't argue with that. If they want to impeach him for having bad hair, I'm all in.
A Cheez-It skin?
Yeah, and Cheez-It skin, yes. We have got to create a meme that's a Donald Trump Cheez-It. Don't anybody else take that.
I'm sure you can Google that right now.
You're probably right.
I mean, generic search engine that.
Hashtag generic streaming service.
So by the way, it was Yeltsin.
Generic hashtag. Yeltsin, yes,
was
it was
the
Yeltsin.
president before Putin.
I don't know if it might have been with Yeltsin. It might actually have been with Putin, but there is online, I don't know if it's still on there because this stuff does get purged, where Barack and they were sitting, they were at a press conference, they were both mic'd, and it was before the event went live or during one of the breaks or something like that, where they were negotiating on this stage. And he was talking about the things he could and could not do until he got past the election.
Well,
And I'm saying that to say this. Anybody who does not believe that any other nation on this planet, and I would put it not only as the so-called enemies, Russia, North Korea, China, all these other ones, but our allies, all actively attempt to influence our elections. Every single one of them. Everybody has a stake in who runs this country.
So this brings up another interesting conversation right here. The Russians, there's apparently no disputing that the Russians did try to at least disseminate some misleading or potentially misleading information in an attempt to move voters in the direction of Trump.
yeah.
So to some degree, they they attempted to tamper with the election
No,
by
no, no.
hacking
To some
the internet.
degree, they did
Okay.
tamper.
So, should we be concerned about that? Should we be trying to stop that in the future, or
Anybody who has had any rudimentary experience with internet security, networking, or any of that other stuff, anybody who's had to do any kind of IT work knows for a fact that that is just standard operating procedure. Nations attack nations, companies attack companies, and most of the money and everything that gets spent by everybody is usually to secure your data and secure your lines. So that, to sit here and say, should we try to do that? We do that all the time. And on top of that, we are the worst offender of doing that in other countries. And we do it better than every other country, because what people seem to forget is that the
USA.
internet was a military
USA.
weapon before it became this thing that everybody thinks is just the wild, wild west. And we're getting mad because they're trying to clamp down on the internet. But it was funded by the government as a national security tool to communicate amongst the different military platforms
Right.
and other scientific endeavors,
Right,
which
that's
were
what it
basically
was-
used to
how it
create
was
all that
created
other
in the
stuff.
first place.
Yeah, so let's not sit here and act like America is not guilty. So there again, I have this issue with hypocrisy. If we don't like the man because of his politics, we don't like the man because of his ideology, then you've really got to dig in and find something he's doing wrong. And I'm sure that if you look hard enough, you might find something. Whether or not it's an impeachable offense, I don't know. But to sit here and go after the person simply because he beat the lame candidate you put up against him, because nobody wanted to take him seriously, because people who live close to water think that the people who live in the middle of the country are not smart, because every time you hear an argument in any of these rallies, they always say people in middle America are all racists, they're all homophobes, they're all crackpots. People get tired of hearing that crap. And I, as an African-American male, have been guilty of that. I'll pull the race card once in a while. I don't do it nearly on the level that, say, a Black Lives Matter person would do it. And I just don't
Why are
see...
you motioning over here?
It's just the right hand. Or half the Black Lives Matter.
Half Black
But
Lives.
half
wait.
Black Lives Matter?
The
What?
thing is, people have completely abdicated their responsibility, and if they're going to impeach him for anything, they're going to have to impeach him for doing what he said he was going to do, for being better at everything they thought they were beating him at. That's all he's guilty of right now. He did everything they do better than they do it, because he did not play their game. He used their weapons against them. Think about this.
I saw you rolling your eyes
You
over
could
there,
basically
Fluker.
say that Donald Trump
Wait.
won this election using social media.
half.
You
black,
could say that.
half Black Lives. Black.
Really? That's what you got stuck on?
Wait, I just want to make sure that doesn't come out wrong, because otherwise it could sound like I want half of black people killed.
Well, do you?
Half Black Lives. Half black.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I'm not
But
sure
I
either.
just, all I'm saying is, what was the accusation? What are they accusing him of doing? If it's the Russia thing, they're barking up the wrong tree and they're wasting time. If you want something, go get something, because there's something there. But if you do it, here's the other problem they're going to run into.
Wait,
and I think this is the only
this
reason
is-
why they did.
Let's look
You're
at
saying something here. First of all, I don't know what you're. Yeah, I don't keep up with this stuff too much, but you're saying that Comey, who is the FBI's director,
Yes.
you're saying that people said that, he said that his investigation basically yielded nothing.
That's what he said.
But then, in the next breath, you're admitting that there is definitely something there.
Well, there
to be
must have been.
found.
Otherwise,
No.
Comey
Okay.
wouldn't have been canned.
No, that's not why he was canned. They were very specific. Comey said why he was canned. He released all of his memos and everything. He leaked his own information to the press because he didn't want Trump to write the narrative. But in so doing, he actually cleared Trump of all the stuff people were trying to say. And CNN especially and they're still beating this same war drum, and it's just not working because it's just not true. If they really wanted people to turn on Trump, rather than talking about the things he may have done or is thinking about doing, all you really have to do is go look at the thing he is doing. People don't like the things he's actually doing. Talk about that. If you really care, talk about how you feel about his issues when it comes to education, when it comes to the environment, the fact that the head of Exxon,
Yeah, but you can't.
the former head of
you can't
Exxon, is one
recall
of his.
a president.
You can, absolutely.
No, you cannot recall.
Yes,
a
you
president.
can. Yes, you can.
It's never been done, but
It's absolutely possible.
No, it's not, because
Yes,
they'll just
it
change the
is.
rules like they're doing over here in California.
And until the American citizenry is ready to stand up, particularly the left, and the problem that they're going to run into is the only way they're really going to be able to win this fight, and this is something that nobody wants to deal with. You literally are biting the hand that feeds you. When you go after the government, the first thing they do is they start to clamp down on all the services. And they say, oh, well, we can't provide these services because we're being attacked. Oh, we got to straighten it and tighten it and tighten it and tighten it until you have to plead for those services. You can just go look back at the whole civil rights movement. When you hear about the whole thing about the bus boycott, that wasn't for a week. That wasn't for 2 weeks. These people walked to and from work for months and years. Who do you know that is willing, say, if I lived in the Valley and I worked in West LA, how long am I going to go without being able to get in my car on a freeway to go there?
Okay, I recognize that would be a major hardship, but the people that were
And no one wants to do it.
No
people that you were
rollerblade-
citing- but the people that you were
rollerblades?
citing dealing with those situations back then weren't trying to make that kind of a commute.
Yes, they were, because they lived in the black side of the state or the black side of the city and had to go to the white side of the city. And the lines that they were relegated to were these specific bus lines or these specific roads. And it was dangerous because if they got off of those lines or off of those roads, they might not only get to their destination, but might not get back home that night. Because number one, they're not on that bus and on that road like they're supposed to be to go over to this house and serve these people. In a Jim Crow era, in an era where lynching was a pastime. So let's be serious about this. If you're serious about these issues, you're going to have to suck it up. You're going to have to do without your Wi-Fi. You're going to have to pass on your Starbucks. You're going to have to get out of your Prius and walk if you really are serious about the environment. These people aren't serious. These are hashtag protesters. And unless they're really willing to get out there and seriously do it and take it a step further, unless they're really willing to actually take up arms, which is a direct contradiction to what they believe, they're not going to be able to do it.
Is
yes.
he advocating a militia?
I'm not advocating it. The United States Constitution advocates it. I don't have to advocate it. All I'm saying is if you want your rights, stand up for all of your rights, not half of
Okay,
them.
so if
Strong
if
word.
CJ's not with us next Friday night, you'll know why. It's the CIA took him out.
I'm not worried about it. I don't think they're worried about me. They'll just write me off as crazy. Everybody else does.
I could vouch for that.
Absent from the body, present with the Lord.
I'm just
I do
gonna-
not fear them.
I mean, I
I'm
saw
gonna
him.
make sure I
I
stay
just
a
saw
few
him eat a
feet-
dry hamburger on the way here.
Yeah.
It was good, though.
I'm gonna stay a few feet back from him when we're walking down the street the next couple of
Who
weeks or
eats-
months or so. Just,
Who eats
you
a
know.
hamburger without ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, relish?
Yeah, but you'll take all that stuff and just swirl it together and make it into mush. That's
to
how
a
you-
delicious topping, more like. That you could put on anything.
I've seen
Somehow that seems like a metaphor for
I've
this
seen
entire discussion.
CJ eat food that has been like sitting out for a week.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Come on, the FDA pads those expiration dates.
Hey,
right?
you've already scraped off the mold. You might as well go the whole yard.
Yeah. Okay. So on that note,
chop up some cilantro and put that on there.
yeah, it's really about time for us to be closing up the store tonight. But we hope you enjoyed this very interesting edition of Around Midnight. I'm still concerned about the pet segment, but no, we won't. I'm going to try not to even talk about that next Friday. But definitely keep an eye out for us. Remember, our phone number is 951-356-6882. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say you can even call and leave us a message
Yep, you can.
when we're not on the air.
And you can text.
If you want to follow up when you're thinking more clearly.
Send us a message. What you think about cilantro? Next week's topic.
And time zones. All right, for the local boys, Joe Carbonetta, CJ Devine, and Todd Fluger, have a good night and stay mixified.